What's up, everybody? This is Taco Movie Talks, episode 8. Thank y'all for checking this out. And if you've watched all the videos that I have recorded prior to this, I'm sure you're sick of listening to this, but it's a new format, one movie per video. If you like it, please comment that you do. If you don't, please comment that you don't. Without further ado, as the title states, this episode or this video is about The Beyond by Lucio Fulci, 1981, and it is the Italian godfather of gore. And my first, I guess you could say, legitimate grindhouse movie. And let me say, he ain't the godfather for gore for no reason. This is a hell of a movie, and don't be offended by the Italian accent, please. It just slipped out. It's and I hoped you liked it. But if you didn't, don't be upset because you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Wayne Gretzky, Michael Scott. The effects are just freaking amazing in this movie, I've gotta say. There's a charm to this movie that just has me absolutely smitten. Do I think this would be a movie for everyone? Yeah, there's probably some people that might not like it, but I think a very wide audience would really, really dig this. If you're a fan of the modern horror movie, and this was the lens that I looked at this through, like, do you like the Conjuring movies? Then I think you would really like this movie. And maybe that recommendation is completely off base, but I just think it's something that would truly resonate with modern audiences, and I would consider myself to have a very wide experience as kind of being like a casual movie fan, like not movie fan, horror movie fan, that is, where I really like horror movies, but I never like super duper delved into it. Like I would watch like Hellraiser, and I'm like, "Oh, like, yeah, I like older horror movies," or like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, or, "Oh, I watched The Exorcist," I watched some of the older classics, and that was like, really getting out of the comfort zone. But, if you're looking to just slightly widen your horizon from the new stuff that comes out and you're looking for something different, I mean, look, there are plenty of good new horror movies to where it's like, yeah, you don't necessarily have to completely backtrack to find some really good quality. Jordan Peele comes out with some really tremendous stuff. Ari Aster, great stuff. But, they're not coming out with movies every week. So, if you're on that horror grind, this is a perfect one to check out. If you're not squeamish, that is. That is a big, big note because some of this stuff will just absolutely gross you out if you have a weak stomach when it comes to horror movies. For me, uh, not to sound like a sicko, I know I've had to preface a lot of statements on my videos by saying that, but I can enjoy gore. It doesn't like get to me. I'm able to kind of separate it to where it's like, I'm not it doesn't take out the enjoyment that I know it's a movie, but I'm also not sickened by it for the very same reason. So I'm like kind of right in the sweet spot where I can enjoy it to the maximum amount, but not have it affect me very viscerally. Um, there's some are better than others. I guess there's one scene with s- tarantulas, and if I was the dude who had to film the scene with the tarantulas, I'm getting like a couple mil for just that scene. Like I want my base salary and then throw a couple mil on top of that for that scene. And then Yeah, we can do the movie then, Fulci. But, I mean, I'm not a fan of that, and I think people were probably just so freaked out by what was going on by it that maybe they couldn't quite look at it close enough, but, how they did the practical effects for that scene, it wasn't, like, super duper see-through, but you could kinda make heads or tails of what was happening and how they were doing it, which it didn't take me completely out of it, but it was like, "Okay, this wasn't the best effects of the movie," because some of them are done so freaking well, where it's like, yeah, it's a completely different, uh, effect style than what you would see from Cronenberg, but he's the godfather of gore because you as with any movie, you need to be able to nail the effects. Otherwise, you can't just throw a bucket of red paint on someone and be like, "This is gore." You know, Uh, that can work in sections of the movie that can add to the movie, but there has to be a lot more there. And I'm becoming a pretty big fan of whenever these effects are able to be done very well. Like I am able to love Evil Dead 1, Evil Dead 2. I'm able to love Cronenberg flicks because the effects are done really well. They contribute so well to the movie. This is another great example and why you should probably check all of the above out because it contributes a lot to the movie. Another thing, it's just kind of like I guess it's a bit of a nitpick, but the music that is played, I guess the soundtrack by definition, music that is not actually either being played by someone in the movie, it's being played over top of everything, is not very good quality music, and it takes you out of the movie a little bit after a few playings where you're like, It could have probably gone without the music except for like one or two spots where it actually did contribute to it. It was like a good choice and it worked very well situationally. Good ending. I was very impressed by the cinematography. I guess I shouldn't have been because Fulci is considered by a lot to be a great director. Overall, look, it's a very cool plot, cool premise. The gore, yeah, I mean, hopefully by now you get the point that it was pretty damn good. Effects were awesome. The atmosphere is great. This is a top tier zombie movie. I think in time maybe it could grow to be my favorite zombie movie. It's just that strong. And, I really much I think it's Dawn of the Dead is the one it's in my top 10 horror movies right now, but, if it might be worth one of these days to just watch this and that back to back, to really judge, like, which one do I like, because rating-wise, there is a difference, but it's like, I don't know, maybe I do like this more than that, you know? I have Dawn of the Dead at 4.5 stars and this at 4, which is the official rating. But this might actually edge it out, you know? So maybe that's something I do in the future, maybe not. But you made it this far. And if you watch and listen to the whole spiel, I appreciate it. And I hope that you like this video. I hope you subscribe. Always appreciate the support and always be on the lookout for videos. Hopefully, there's a lot of cool stuff coming down the pipe. I have some plans, as always, and I appreciate you all. So I will catch y'all on the next video. And as I like to say, I will catch you on the flippity floop. Bye, y'all.